Right then, welcome back to Stretford, Paddock. Stephen Howson here in sunny San Diego. Clear skies. Really warm though. We got quite a few bits to go through today. So we're going to be talking about Rasmus Hojlund. We're going to be talking about Scott McTominay. That's actually something that shocked me a little bit. I didn't expect this one to come. We're going to touch on Amrabat and if there's anything else that we're going to get into the mix as well. So Scott McTominay has had a 45 to 50 million pound price tag slapped right across his forehead by Manchester United. Now, United weren't initially thinking about selling Scott McTominay. It looks like we decided Fred was going to be the one that was allowed to go, and probably wouldn't be ideal to let McTominay go, given the fact that, you know, we need squad depth. And from a physical point of view, defensive point of view, there are a time and a place where Scott McTominay makes a lot of sense to play and be involved in a game. Wouldn't be first choice, but there are occasions and circumstances where having a player of his ability is really good. Now, I'm quite surprised, given the prices that United generally get quoted, like Galatasaray trying to give us $6 million for Fred. Maybe that's what changed United's mind. Maybe they just looked at the cold, hard reality of it and went, look, we're going to get like literally someone's half-eaten, out-of-date Twix. Or we can get like 40, 50 million pound. That 40, 50 million pound literally goes and flips us into, and I mean, Amrabat, they're talking about Amrabat being like 30, 35 million. You can flip Scott McTominay, improve him, have your extra squad player. That probably would be way more useful. Someone who knows Ten Hag, knows the system, and make a bit of profit on it. The most unlike Manchester United transfer that there could possibly be this summer. But I like the idea of it. And I like the idea that United have set the stall out early. West Ham did this with Declan Rice over a number of years, where they just started talking about him being a £100 million player. And then in the end, Arsenal ended up paying £105 million for him. Because they willed it into existence. They mentioned it enough that people got it into their head that Declan Rice is a £100 million player. I don't believe there's £50 million difference between Declan Rice and Scott McTominay. I do think Rice is the better player of the two. I don't think that is a crazy thing to say. I think most of you would agree with me on that one. But I don't think they're as far apart as their price tags would suggest. And I genuinely don't think Scott would go for 45 or 50 either. I think he'd probably go for high 30s, probably under 40 million. But when you look at the experience that he's got and you look at the things he's done in the game, and, you know, he certainly isn't Pirlo, he certainly isn't Carrick, but he's a hell of a useful midfielder there. And as we saw when United have played counter-attacking football, if you want to defend the box and you want to go a bit more physical, Scott McTominay is a fantastic option. If you try to buy a player of that sort of calibre in the Premier League from another Premier League club, he would cost you 40 million plus. So I think United putting that price tag on him is them setting their stall out. Now, them saying they want 45, 50 million for him doesn't mean he goes for 45, 50 million or more. It means that when someone comes in and offers 12, United laugh at them and just keep it moving. But it does mean that if someone has got the money, we know West Ham have got the money, I genuinely think that both Maguire and McTominay could go to West Ham and have really good careers and be really well liked, because they would absolutely suit the way David Moyes wants to play football. So maybe something's happened with Fred. Maybe they've decided that they thought they could have got more money. Maybe they thought they could have got 20, 25 for Fred, but nothing's come in for that. And they've gone, well, all right, let's rejig the plan. Let's move Scott on because he's a much more sellable asset. And we did talk about this earlier in the window. And Sancho was the name that I sort of brought up and thought, because of what Sancho's already achieved in the game, a couple of underwhelming seasons. I don't think they've been shit. I think that's really unfair if you say shit. But they have been underwhelming performances from Sancho. I mean, he still scored. Like, didn't he outscore, like, and outperform pretty much Jack Grealish? I think you could still get a hell of a lot of money if you flipped Sancho. So I would like to see United try and find our way to unlock enough money to bring in Amrabat and a Hojlund. And Scott McTominay appears to be the reason for it. I was going to check which outlet that is that's put it out there. It's a disreputable blog, former great local newspaper, that has come out with it. So that's an interesting one. But yeah, United have said that they're not thinking of selling him, but if someone comes in with 40 or 50 million, and that's the perfect strategy for United to have. If you be like, listen, he's got to go, what have you got in your pocket? you're not going to get a good deal. Whereas if you come out and you say, yeah, listen, we're not necessarily thinking of selling him, but if someone tempts us, we could be tempted. And the same might be the case with Donny van de Beek. Don't expect United to be putting adverts on Gumtree about him. But if you come in with any sort of serious amount of money, I definitely believe that you could take Donny van de Beek off Manchester United. Not a problem. Right then, Rasmus Hojlund. So Alfredo Padula, who is becoming a little bit of a media darling when it comes to Manchester United news this transfer window. Got a lot of stuff right with the Onana stuff. Was early on the Onana stuff. Seems to be heavily involved in the Rasmus Hojlund sort of stuff that's coming out. And he's saying that Hojlund, Atalanta are in a hurry. They're waiting for a bid from United by Thursday. They need 70 million euros plus 5 million in bonuses. I think that's like mid-60s, something like that in terms of the conversion rate. I reckon that's still a little bit high. And I reckon United now probably want to play the game. He isn't here on pre-season. Getting it done this weekend means he's missed all the pre-season games anyway. So I think United can now genuinely afford to fuck about a little bit, if you want to be honest. Play the game. Tell Atalanta, yeah, do you know what? We did like him, but yeah, we'll go over here actually. Don't worry about it. Which means that player's now unsettled. That guy wants to move. Atalanta are clearly trying to figure out where they're going to go from here when it comes to their transfers. So this is where United can actually get a bargain. Play the game. Rather than just paying up because we're desperate, play the field a little bit. See what else is out there. Offer someone a little bit less. That's how you want to do it. So it looks like United are maybe using the tactic of, yeah, do you know what? We've only got a limited budget, so we're probably not going to get that Hojlund, and we'll just not have a striker. But we're going to go and get Amrabat instead. So it looks like United are now maybe going to play the media game here a little bit, make Atalanta shit themselves, make them think that we're actually not going to sign a striker. I mean, we clearly are. But I like this sort of confidence from United that they can play around in the transfer market a little bit like this. So it looks like we're going to go in for Amrabat. The figure quoted here is 21 million, which is so cheap. Look, if you manage to get 40 or even close to 40 for McTominay and you bring Amrabat in, that's an upgrade and making a profit. United aren't supposed to do that on transfers. What changed? But I like that. I like the idea of that. And Amrabat has opted against featuring in Fiorentina's pre-season friendlies as he nears the exit. That's really interesting. Obviously, we saw similar things happen with, we believe, they said there was personal reasons for Fred, but I think we all believe it's probably transfer related. And Amrabat has just said he's not doing it. So United apparently are close to agreeing a fee after we put a £21.4 million bid on the table for him. I think you might see this one accelerate. I still think United are going to go in for Hojlund. I think we're just trying to play the game a little bit with him as well. And furthermore, in addition to, and on top of what we all just said, Amrabat's rejected a move to Liverpool. I like him already. Let's get to him. So there's the news. Staying on topic. I'll do better next time.